Hey, yo, what's happening, everybody? It's your big homie Mzi'litha, aka LIT, and you know what it is. It's lit, it's on fire. If this is your first time tuning in, please hit the subscribe, the like, the share, and the notification bell so that you are reminded every single time I drop. And if you are a recurring subscriber, please do like and share the video with your loved ones. Today I'm going to be talking about the word, or rather, I'm going to be reading from the word and I'm going to be sharing about the word because I believe that it is important for us as human beings, to give credit where it's due. And in this instance, I believe that my life wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't for God. I'm not a perfect human being, yet I do my due diligence, to make people aware that there is God out there and He exists and He can, you know, change your life into the life that you were supposed to live. Because at the end of the day, we do receive purpose from Him, we do receive life from Him, and we do receive blessings from Him. And we have hopes, we have dreams, we have ambitions to be somewhere, to be someone, to be something. And it is important to never really forget where you come from. Do you get what I mean? And even at your darkest times, your darkest moments, when no one else is there, but He is the one that at the end of the day you can talk to, you can share your thoughts, you can share your emotions, you can share your dreams with, and ask for help, guidance, wisdom. You get what I mean? So today I decided, you know what, let me remember the Lord in everything that I do. And so I decided, okay, let me share the word today. So I'm going to be reading from Genesis. Yes, I'm going to be reading from Genesis in the Old Testament. Genesis 1 verse 1. And it reads as follows. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep water. The Spirit of God was hovering over the water. Then God said, "Let there be light." So there was light. So today I want to speak about two things: the Word, as I said, and God's grace. That is number two. Let us start with the Word. We all speak to communicate. We use words despite the language, ethnicity, religion, belief, whatever it may be. But we use words to communicate. We use words to express ourselves. And after having expressed ourselves, then whatever we've expressed takes form. Whether it may be you expressing your love to someone, a family member, your mother, your father, your sister, your loved one, but it takes shape and form in their hearts and in their spirit. So thus, something is created from words. And as we read here, it says, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth. The earth was formless and empty, and darkness covered the deep water. The Spirit of God was hovering over the water. Then God said, "Let there be light." So there was light. I think sometimes we speak, but we don't really understand how much words have power. Power to create, power to destroy, power to elevate, power to motivate. And we forget that as we create, whatsoever that we may create will be. So I won't say let us watch what we say, but I will say let us be conscious of the words that we speak. Let us be conscious of the things that we say. Do you get what I mean? Because if you are a conscious being, that means you are aware. And if you are aware, then that means that there is purpose in whatsoever you may say, whatsoever you may think, whatsoever you may desire, whatsoever you want for you and your life. So let us create. Let us create good things. Let us create purposeful things in our lives. And thus, as we speak, let us speak good things, positive things. Positivity is one of the most incredible things that was created, because it has the power to change bad to good, darkness to light. It has the power to shift the focus from what is not needed to what is needed. And right now we are in a time and space in this universe whereby a lot of things are happening. There are countries that are having war based on what they believe is right, based on words that they have created with all these scenarios. Yes, in certain cases, in certain instances, the other party might not have created what is being created against them. Yet, it is good, even when we are in those positions, for us to then shift the focus from the bad to the good. It's not always easy. It's easier said than done. Yet it's not impossible. Because we learn even through scripture that it starts with the word. Do you get what I mean? So the shift begins with the word. And if you are rooted in God, you are rooted in the word, that you speak to yourself, that you speak to others, that you speak to your community, that you speak to the nations, then that word, or those words, then they carry you through the dark times. They carry you through the hard times. They carry you through the times where you are like the beginning of the earth, where it is dark and formless. Then the word comes to remind you that, hey, you can create light upon your situation. Let there be light. Speak it. Let there be light in my situation. Let there be light in my position. Let there be light in my dreams. Let there be light in my plans. Let there be light. Create through the word. Speak it. And then let it be. It will be. And secondly, I wanted to speak about grace. Because God had so much grace, even when the world was formless, His Spirit was hovering over the waters, over the earth, because He understood that in this creation process, there needs to be a protection. There needs to be divine intervention in order for when the light comes, the beauty of that which was hidden can be now revealed. So sometimes you are in a position where you are in darkness in your life and you don't understand why. You are in a position where you are completely feeling empty. Those are the times where God is hovering over you, protecting you. Do you get what I mean? Because His grace is beyond measure. He understands that your purpose is there. It's coming. It will work when the time comes for it to work. So you must also understand then the time you are in, the season that you're in. And this is why the word is there. It's scripted as a reminder to us that despite the position you are placed in, you might feel that's not the right position. But sooner or later, you'll find out that actually that was the position you were supposed to be standing in, because that position is the position that will take you through all the other things that you will face. Because through that position, that time of waiting and that patience, that was the time that you were learning. Maybe you might not be conscious of it, but when your time then comes to move to different positions, to move to different spaces, to move to different situations, all that you have learned through the silence, that is what will kick in now when you need it the most, and you are in a position where God says, let there be light. And then now you are revealed to nations. I know that there's someone who might need to hear this. I know some people might not want to hear this. But to that person that it may find, to that person who is in a position of being in darkness, or in a space of darkness, or in a space where you are alone, in a space where you feel you are trapped, in a space where you feel like all you've been working for has been for nothing. This is the word to remind you, to remind us that He didn't create us by mistake, but He created us through purpose. And even through times like the ones we go through that are not so pleasant, Those times are the times where He's brewing, where He's cooking, where He's building, where He's ensuring that when the light then hits your surface, your universe, your world, you are in a position whereby you are ready. So thank you very much to everybody who's tuned in and who got to this part of the video. May you be blessed. May you be carried through everything that you are going through. May His grace be upon you. May His word be a reminder to you of who you are. May you be filled with love, and let there be light upon your life. Thank you very much for your support, everyone. Thank you very much for the likes. Thank you very much for the subscriptions. And please don't forget, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It helps the channel grow, and it helps us to reach more people with good messages, motivational messages, with messages that will uplift people. Thank you very much, and have a blessed day. It's your big homie Mzi'litha, aka LIT, and you know what it is. It's lit. It is on fire, and yeah. Thank you for tuning in to LTV. Have a blessed one.